What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer update. We are rolling out daily Manchester City transfer updates throughout the whole summer transfer window, so if you haven't already, do subscribe to my channel. I'll keep you up to date here on YouTube every single day with all the latest Manchester City transfer news. It is going to be a busy one. We're on that push now to 32,000 subscribers, less than 800 subs. Can we get there by the end of this transfer window? That would be much appreciated. Let's have a nice big last push through this window, so any help towards that would be great. It is free to subscribe. Social media links, they're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Also, don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim, and also don't forget as well to let me know your thoughts, what you make of these transfers in the comments below. So, we're going to crack on with this video. We're going to start off with the out. Got a big update on Maximo Perrone. Now, Cesar Luis Merlo over on Twitter, who's been incredibly reliable over the last 12 months or so when it's come to news about Maximo Perrone, says there is now a full agreement in place between Maximo Perrone and UD Las Palmas in Spain for a loan for the season. He's going to travel to Spain in the coming days for his medical, to sign his contract and complete that loan deal. I'm expecting that transfer at some point this week to be confirmed. No purchase option, just a straight loan. That's according to Matteo Moretto over in Italy. So very much looking like Maximo Perrone is going to be leaving Manchester City, and it's just going to be a straight up loan. So when that is confirmed, of course, I will wish him all the very best. Now, moving on, we've got a big update on Aymeric Laporte. Now, Ben Jacobs has said that Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia are going to be paying 30 million euros for Aymeric Laporte. Just like I had with Cancelo to Barcelona, 30 million euros for a top-class player, 2 years left on his deal. JSGC is making no comment. Now, Jack Gaughan says that the fee is going to be £23.5 million. Laporte travels to Saudi Arabia today to complete that move, and I'm very sad to see Aymeric Laporte go. He is a top-class player, 29 years old, very much in his prime. He's brilliant at his ball distribution. His game reading is absolutely fantastic. He is an awesome centre-back. It's just Man City's defence is that stacked and that good that a player of Laporte's quality is struggling to get into the team, and I feel like with Man City bringing in Joško Gvardiol, there's now one too many centre-backs, so one needs to leave. Laporte struggling for game time. He's the player that's making way, and to give City a little bit of credit, at least it's going to be a permanent transfer, not a loan. Now, Foot Mercato says that Laporte has now finally said yes to Al Nassr after delaying it for a week to see if Real Madrid are going to make a move for him. I presume that they aren't. He's going to sign a 3-year contract. It's going to be worth 25 million euros a year, a massive pay rise that for Aymeric Laporte, so I do not blame him at all for taking up that offer. Fabrizio Romano has given the here we go on this transfer as well, so it is very much looking like at some point soon Aymeric Laporte will no longer be a Manchester City player, which I'm hoping one day that will get him back at the Etihad, that the fans will have a proper chance to be able to say goodbye to a centre-back who helped us win so much, who literally put his body on the line in the 2021-2022 season, risked long-term injury to help Manchester City to achieve their goals because he was just that important to Manchester City. It says a lot about his character, a lot about his desire. Literally at the end of the season when we won the Premier League and he was lifting the trophy, he was in floods of tears, so he clearly has enjoyed his stay at Manchester City. It's just unfortunately at this point it is time up for him to leave Manchester City, and that shows the brutal game of football, and players come in and go in at any one time. And as I said, I think today's a sad day because today is the day officially that we may well lose Aymeric Laporte from Manchester City. And as I said, I'm sad about that. I really am. So anyway, moving on to the ins, we've got the very latest on Dani Olmo. And he's been speaking a lot about his own future, and he said right now he's just focused on RB Leipzig. He is an RB Leipzig player. He is going to say that. He says that Manchester City are a big club, they're one of the best in the world, but he's happy in Leipzig, and it is pretty much, I would say right now, it's a difficult transfer to get done. I'd say it's unlikely that Dani Olmo to Man City will get done in this transfer window. Remember, if Man City do want to sign Dani Olmo, we have the option next summer to go and bring him in for his release clause, which is 51 million euros, so You know, Man City may want to pursue that one. It all depends on if City want to make a move this window, or whether they want to make a move in January, or whether they want to make a move next summer instead and stick with what they've got. We'll have to wait and see. So another player that's getting chucked out there, and I've seen loads of comments about this, and Man City never actually been linked up until now, and that's Florian Wirtz over at Bayer Leverkusen. Now, Matteo Moretto, he has said that Manchester City have inquired to Leverkusen about Florian Wirtz. However, any deal that could potentially be done is described as being complicated. It's described as being very complex, and the likeliness of starting a transfer this expensive and this big this late in the window to get it sorted is extremely unlikely, unless there's negotiations are hard and there's willing to be a little bit of compromise both from Manchester City, from Florian Wirtz, and from Bayer Leverkusen as well. And for a player as good as Florian Wirtz, I doubt that Bayer Leverkusen, if they name their price, are going to move much away from their price, which why wouldn't they? They're selling one of their best players. So I'll keep my eyes and ears open. If there are any developments or any movements or anything, of course, I will keep you guys up to date. Remember, Man City went and brought Manuel Akanji by the time of the rumour to him wearing the Manchester City shirt. That transfer happened in less than a week. So transfers can be done. You just have to be very quick, very prudent, and you have to just be willing to get that transfer done without any real time for negotiations. Negotiations and scouting and thinking about transfers are probably what the three slowest parts to a transfer to get done. So once you've ironed all that out, transfers can be, once the ball gets rolling, as you've seen, look how quick it was for Joško Gvardiol to go from deal agreed to him wearing the Manchester City shirt. I'm talking days, so it's all about the agreeing the deal that takes a little bit of time. Man City, I imagine, with the amount of incomings and outgoings we've got between now and transfer deadline day, Chicky and his team are going to be very, very, very busy. Now, moving on to the final transfer, we've got a pretty big update on Jeremy Doku. It's been pretty quiet on him, to a point where I wondered if Man City have been looking at potential alternatives because there's that much interest in him, and Man City have gone a little bit quiet. However, The Athletic have been speaking about it and said that Manchester City are expected to sign at least one player this summer, and if there is at least one player signing, it's expected that that player will come out wide. And The Athletic say that right now City are pushing hardest for Jeremy Doku from Stade Rennais over in France. Obviously Belgium international, very quick winger, can play on the right, can play on the left. He's got some good statistics under his belt as well. He is a good player, which naturally means there's a lot of competition for him. So at the moment, the news is, according to Jacob Steinberg, West Ham are leading the queue when it comes to Jeremy Doku because they've already submitted a bid. Chelsea, Spurs and Manchester City all interested as well. And I think it's well within Man City's best interest here to sign a winger this summer. It will free up Phil Foden more. It will free up Bernardo Silva as well, potentially, for them to go into midfield. And they keep saying City signing a winger may allow Cole Palmer to leave. Cole Palmer leaving is going to be very complex and very difficult to get done. I would strongly advise, with how much depth that we've not got, that Man City keep hold of Cole Palmer for how good he can be, because he is pretty versatile as well, and assess the situation again in January is what I would do if I was in charge. I'd be tempted to do the same with James McAtee as well. If you can't find a suitable club for him, keep him for the depth, because right now we don't have too much depth, and City pick up 2 or 3 injuries at the same time. All of a sudden the squad's very stretched, very thin, and there will come a time in the season where we're going to be playing every 3 to 4 days. You will need that rotation, you will need that depth, you need good options, you need good numbers. You do not win Premier League titles and Champions League titles and trebles without having a wonderful first 11 and players that can pick up the slack when these players are tired. And that, to me, is where my concern is, because I don't think once these players get tired and if we have a couple of injuries, we don't have this depth. And with De Bruyne being out for 4 to 5 months and John Stones being out until after the international break, we need numbers. We need at least a signing, maybe even 2 signings, and the talk of McAtee and Palmer leaving, to me, wouldn't even contemplate it. But that's if I was in charge. I'm not in charge. Chicky's in charge. We'll see what happens from there. Of course, when I do get the news, I will report it to you guys every single day. Daily Manchester City transfer news. So if you haven't already, do subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships or any videos or any general business inquiries. TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. Also, don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below. Finally, do leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim. And I'll see you guys guys all again tomorrow for the next daily Manchester City transfer update. I will be doing another episode of the transfer show with yours truly, JSGC. I'll have the link out to that later on today. We'll be going live this afternoon, so I'll see you then. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.